Hello and welcome to the Tesla Life number 205 for the 10th of June 2021. It is Model S Plaid Delivery Day. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. We've got our regular co host, Mr. Casey Green, joins us. How are you today, sir?
Doing pretty well. Thanks to Elon, my hosting duties are very lightweight. I don't have to get the topics ready on the ticker.
Also joining us, per usual, Mr. Patrick Connor from the West Coast. How are you today?
I'm good. Hello, everybody out there. Happy Plaid Day. Plaid Day has arrived. This is as exciting as any of the other reveals. Like we had the semi where the Roadster popped out, and the dual motor. And there's been lots of awesome events. I hope this one is as cool. I don't know if it can top Cybertruck. That one was what? But this should be fun. This should definitely be fun.
I just hope that
indeed.
it's more exciting than...
We've already gotten a couple of delays tonight already.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Before we went to air, someone was tracking Elon's plane, and apparently it wasn't on the ground yet. So they pushed back the start, and someone's been tracking the plane. It's already landed in San Jose, California. So he is somewhere between San Jose and the actual factory, which is not all that far of a distance, but traffic being Northern California, they could be in trouble with traffic jams.
Sounds like the perfect place for a boring tunnel.
But today he could use the Uber helicopter.
Exactly.
So we need to get from the airport to the factory.
We've gotten a delay. They've delayed it an hour and 15 minutes so far, and we're about 25 minutes away, as you can see from the countdown clock. We've got the Tesla live feed up and ready to go. And as soon as it begins, you will see it as we will.
Yeah. So the first person that's not us that's in the chat is David.
Howdy. Hey, David.
Hello, David.
Yeah, let's try to make this I want to get some folks in there and what do they expect to see today? There's been some leaks, maybe that there's a new color. That might be one thing that we get to see. And then
when we see on Elon's car would be fun.
Right, yeah. It's like a burgundy red
Crimson.
Or something.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Crimson. Yeah, I don't like red. I mean, look at this.
Watch out, Darth Maul's behind you. So I just hope that it doesn't rival the Model X delivery day and the Model 3 delivery day. Not that they weren't exciting, but as you mentioned, those other ones were way more exciting than those two.
Right. Yeah, they've had some good ones and some bad ones. That's okay. It's always exciting. Even the even like the windows breaking on the Cybertruck was one of the most exciting things. That turned into a whole meme. You could even get T-shirts with broken windows. So sometimes when things go bad, it's still exciting.
Still works out. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like the rocket landings. They're not all perfect, and sometimes that makes it more exciting.
I hope we do get the rest of that presentation, because like you could tell he had more, and then that just shook him so bad that he just wanted off the stage.
Yeah, when they start shipping their first ones, they could redo the window thing and whatever else they had in store. Although I hope they don't actually shoot one of the trucks, because I just don't want to encourage that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the last thing you want to encourage, is someone making sure that the 9mm bullet will bounce off the exterior of their vehicle.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster right there.
Mm-hmm. Darwin Award winners line up here.
Yeah, exactly. So so there. A lot of people are saying that they think there's something else quite large that is going to be introduced, but the guesses are all over the board. Like it's a wide range of what people are saying could possibly happen. Yeah. I have no inkling whatsoever. I don't think I've gotten there's no real consensus out there that I'm seeing through social media, and I'm not hearing anything from anyone particular that's saying it's got to be this.
Well,
So,
it does have to be some new software that because these are stockless, right? So they have to have the shift software. Hey, there's Russell Frost.
Hey, is this the debut for the new electric Ford truck?
I might have to go get a beer if we're going to play the drinking game.
The flaming Pinto or something like that? I don't know.
welcome, Russell.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Casey and Mark. Thanks for and Patrick. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I will say
Who
this though.
invited
That,
this
what I learned this week. This is a Apple M1 iPad. I would say is what I learned this week. No, that's not the point. What I'd say is what I learned this week is rather be surprised than anticipating something cool happening. Because there you go.
Everyone's got a box.
because we were all anticipating that they put all this power into the iPad that it might actually be able to be used, and no, we still have we have 16 gigs of RAM, but you have a 5 gig limit. If your app touches 5 gigs, it gets killed instantly. So
what?
Yeah,
that's an iPad OS limit though. It's not necessarily
Right.
the same in Mac OS.
correct. And since they were touting how much RAM there was and how powerful the processor was, and this is the new Pro, and so we were all expecting that, hey, this thing might actually be more pro grade, and then
Eh.
you can now open apps easier.
Hey,
now.
it has something that Tesla doesn't have: LiDAR.
This is true. This is very true.
Does it
But
have
you know what?
millimeter
Dragon's
wave?
had it.
Yeah, and if you put it on the ground, it drives around your house all by itself.
I hear an iPad Pro will earn up to $75,000 a year independently of its owner.
That would be nice. It would make it worth it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Tesla
That was a
is
self-driving
putting
joke.
similar sensors inside the vehicle. They filed a
Oh, yes, that's
request
right.
for that. The FCC actually denied it the first time. Then they had to make some tweaks and reapply so that it can do the same sort of millimeter wave gesture reading that some of mobile devices are doing.
So yeah, so we're waiting for the countdown to get to 0 and see if we're going to get an extra delay. So I guess my question here everyone, is since we've already had a delay of 1 hour and 15 minutes officially, does that count against the Tesla delay clock?
I was going to say no, but then when you told us that it's because his plane wasn't on the ground, then it absolutely, I put that square there on Elon.
Yeah, that's it wouldn't be a Tesla event if it wasn't late.
Yeah, that's true.
Truth.
So
Yeah.
it's just more time for all the people that are there at the event to have more free booze on Tesla.
That's true.
Is there free booze at this event?
There's free booze at all the events.
As far as I know.
Really?
I'm spreading that rumor.
I'm shocked because that's not. I mean, I guess they're not driving anything. So what the heck, right? Except
Oh, you know
themselves
what, though?
home.
You know what, though? With that rumors about the track, there may not be booze there. 'Cause
Well, hopefully not for the drivers.
Well, it depends on if they're going to let the it's a delivery event. Are you going to get to drive your car on the track before you drive it home?
I doubt it.
Hey, Anders has joined us.
Woohoo!
In the chat.
Anders got up
Hello,
early.
Anders.
So Elon's delay actually helped somebody out.
Got a
Hey,
little
Anders.
extra sleep.
Always nice to see one of the Twitter regulars. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Just throw it
Otherwise,
on my
what are
screen.
we doing? Oh, I guess you wouldn't have to broadcast this, right?
It would be best.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm going to
I
go
don't know.
check now.
I mean, you're still moving on my screen.
Yeah. We are.
Okay.
We are still live.
Yeah.
Still going.
Who's whining
18
during the
minutes
event?
and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Can I just also say that isn't even really Plaid behind that car?
No, they didn't try.
Okay, just for the record, it's not really Plaid. You know,
What would you call it?
Elon's Twitter logo is Plaid, though.
was it? I
Or at least
missed
it
that.
looked at
Oh
it.
wait, I don't follow him.
At least it looked at the smaller resolution. So I will say this: I've been testing 2021.4.18, and it feels like radar has been demoted on my car because it's completely different in the way that it handles, and it's a lot smoother. So like if you get those people who think that their pedals are two light switches, one for fast, one for slow.
The binary drivers.
Exactly.
They're all on this pedal or all on that pedal.
Exactly. So unless one of them is slamming on the brakes at the very last second, my car actually smooths it out, which has been really cool to see.
Very
Hello,
cool. Hey,
Omar.
Omar.
Hi
How are
guys,
you?
how's everybody?
Doing
Good,
great.
good.
Doing good. Yeah.
So Omar is actually outside of Jersey today.
I am. I'm actually on a road trip, and we just settled in on our hotel. So I'm actually glad that Elon's late because that gives me the opportunity to see it live, and I didn't miss anything.
Nice.
Of course, we may be saying that in 3 hours from now too.
That would be classic Elon style.
So Omar
not
had an
gonna be
experience
that
with
late.
the supercharger network today. They let him charge faster than typical.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, it's weird. So like, because of last year being the year that it was, I really didn't go anywhere. However, I've tried the supercharger a couple times, kind of in my regional area, really kind of local, and my car had been charging really slow at these other superchargers. Tried 2 different ones, and I thought it was just because I have a 2013, it's an older S, and I know they're trying to, preserve the battery life of the older cars. And I know they slowed us down with software. But what was really interesting is that now on this particular road trip that I'm on today, my car is charging faster. It's like back to normal times.
Wow.
Very interesting. So I'm kind of thinking like, wow, are they just like geofencing me and nerfing my charging rate when I'm in my local area? Or is it because I'm on a road trip and I'm traveling further and maybe, for a longer period of time consistently and the battery's more conditioned?
Yeah, it could be either of those. I really, it's interesting the idea that they could do geofence nerfing, because the idea of you charging close to home, they want that's not the intention of the most of the network, maybe the urban chargers. So if you are in that area, okay, you're going to get charged at urban charger speed, whether you're at an urban charger or not. That's probably not what they're doing, because that would, if there's a line, that would just make it unnecessarily slow. So I'm guessing it's the second one, but I know Casey has an opinion too. So go ahead.
I think that they're doing him like they did me, and just nerfed him for a while, and they're like, "Oh, okay, you're good to go now. Punishment over." But we had all hoped that they would do a geofenced when they were complaining about all the doctors tying up the superchargers and then leaving their cars, and instead we got the idle fee, which also works, but we were hoping that they'd, instead of getting rid of free supercharging for everybody, that they just made it so that it was only free on road trips. But this sounds like maybe they kind of tried that for a little bit and just didn't do the dollars on it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I moved out of my circle that my supercharging speed came back.
Interesting.
Yeah. Moved out of the circle and got the holiday update. Because as soon as those two overlapped, boom.
So you don't know which one caused it. Yeah.
I don't know which one made it happen, but once they both occurred together, that's when, because I was in Maryland when it clicked over. 176 kilowatts.
Interesting.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for Omar, you've got the same problem where two things happened at once, and it could be either one, so we can't tell which one it was.
Yeah. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, but that is one thing about a connected car. I mean, they can do that, right? If it didn't know your location, if it wasn't a smart car, it would just charge at whatever it can charge at. So this is there's lots of cool things that they can do here. Hopefully, they're all things that we like.
Yeah, like you're not using your lumbar support enough.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to admit, after hearing that, I went and I fiddled with them all. Just yes, I'm using it. Don't take it away.
So, how does your wife feel about losing lumbar support on her chair?
She doesn't care.
Oh.
She doesn't use it anyway.
She doesn't use it. But was it because she said it and forget it, or was it because she just didn't use it at all?
Because she just doesn't bother to use it.
Okay, good. So they didn't take anything away from her.
Yeah, she's okay with it.
So Andrew says standard range rumor is 405 miles, which is an increase of 1 mile. But that's over the long range, so that's actually really good. And he's also on his way to work. Be safe, and we'll be glad to keep you company.
Yeah, if they're going for 405, they've got to stretch that to 420. I mean, come on.
Right.
For that close.
Unless 420 is the Plaid. 420 could be the Plaid.
I can see Russell agrees.
Well, so did you guys tell your prediction, each of your predictions for what you think this Plaid event's going to contain?
Car.
No, what do you think it's going to have?
So what I think is going to happen is I think they got rid of the Plaid Plus because the Plaid is now going to have beefier specs than the Plaid originally was going to have. So I think they're just going to beef it up. I don't think it's going to be the same specs as the Plaid Plus was originally supposed to have, but I think the difference between the two is not going to be enough to warrant the price difference, which is why they just eliminated the Plaid Plus altogether.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that either it is, slightly better than what they told us the Plaid would be, and maybe even the 520. But I don't expect that. But if it could be everything except for the full 520, then it'd be worth turning off the ability to have a Plaid Plus.
Yeah, I'm predicting 450 miles.
They did increase the price by $10,000 yesterday.
Yeah.
So you've got that maybe that is to cover some of the battery costs to put in extra batteries to make it go further.
Maybe
that's what I was thinking about.
Oh, that doesn't work. That's all I got. I didn't mean to take the screen. My apologies.
I went to cookout.
Who knows? Oh, there you go. Maybe those are Virginia, or you live in North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Okay. It's like, wait, they have them here. Cool. So, I 10 grand is a lot, and
come on.
For a car in that category, I mean, this is competing with supercars that are 5-10 times more.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a showstopper. I'm saying it's significant, so they must have done something to warrant it. Hopefully,
right?
I don't know.
They wanted 10 grand.
They could just say, hey, this is to cover increasing cost of parts and everything else.
Yeah,
right. We know that the materials have been going up like crazy. The chips, they've been having logistic issues. If you just look at the prices of a lot of things, metals and lumber are all going up. Not that there's lumber in the car, but there's just this general inflation over the last 6 months that's been crazy.
Plus, they got those new GPUs.
Yeah, which are already hard to get.
Right.
And not only did the Model S go up, but the Model Y also snuck up a little bit at the same time.
Again.
So that's like the fourth time for the Y.
I think it's the fifth or sixth.
So no, I think it's the fourth this year. The third or fourth might be.
Because some of those were Model 3. Okay,
yeah.
And they've been attributing to parts. That's what they're saying, raw materials and parts.
Yeah, there was a New York Times article about Toyota truck prices going up significantly. So it's not just Tesla; it's the whole industry.
Yeah, everybody's stuff is going up. But
what's interesting is everybody's trying to preserve their profit margin, because if you look at it, if Tesla already had like a 20% margin on the vehicle to begin with, if the cost of materials went up, and let's say they're paying 10% more, they could have absorbed that cost and still made money off of it. But I guess they're just trying to split the difference maybe and just still try to preserve some of their profit margin, which is probably what everybody's doing.
Yeah, especially on their high-end vehicles. They have to maintain a decent margin on those.
Yeah.
That helps fund everything else.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
not
if
there,
not there,
where are
where?
they making it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's, I mean, vehicles in general right now are hot. New, used, whatever it is.
Yeah.
2 wheels, 4 wheels. I mean, people are buying. And
Bicycles even.
uh,
You can't
Toyota
get a
said
new
they had
bicycle
something
in the
like
Bay Area.
13 days inventory. 13 days. I went by the local car dealer, Toyota dealer, and literally the lot that's normally full, there was maybe a dozen cars in it. And I'm talking about a lot that normally has a couple of hundred.
Wow.
So, I mean, you know, as much as I hate it, I complained about it when motorcycle dealers locally were charging it above MSRP. They could, because everybody was doing it. And I mean, I may not respect Tesla for it, but I get it. Like, if you can't bump the price up now when everybody wants it, when can you do it? You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, one of my neighbors recently bought a new a pickup truck, and he went shopping around to like 5 different dealerships to finally find one that would sell it to him at MSRP because everybody was marking them up. Everywhere else that he found them, they were all marked up like literally 20, 30 grand over MSRP for this particular truck.
Hockey Day asks, "Will Elon be on time?" I'm going to go ahead and say no because it's too late. Elon's fault. And Mac P says, "Hi everybody." JT24 says that the Toyota dealer near him is almost empty.
Hey, JT.
Yeah. And
Aw.
David says that I wonder how they will sandbag the CT prices that we've locked in. Some luxury package that we had to pay to get our Cybertrucks.
What are we doing
Maybe.
here? 6 minutes? 6 minutes?
We'll see. We'll see. It's Elon.
Yeah. So
And-
how long is it going to go negative?
Right.
Oh God.
What's the actual start time going to be? Throw your guess out there.
Well, you get that static shot and the really bad, intense party music, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, just stop.
So what's the over under?
And then you've got hopefully they've learned some stuff from their SpaceX live streams because SpaceX has been kicking it. Hockey Day says all dealers in Sarnia, I'm saying it wrong. Sarnia, Ontario, are basically
correct.
empty.
Wow.
Sarnia, Ontario.
Man. But I mean, this is what happens when you have shortages. You end
Yeah,
up with cars
and
running
even
desktop
used
ships.
cars
Yeah.
are 30 to 35% higher.
Well, yeah, when the new lot
On
is empty,
average.
you need a car.
Yeah.
You put something on your lot,
Mhm.
and then the market will bear.
So I'm gonna say 20 minutes beyond.
Oh no, you're kidding
Wow.
me.
I
Really?
hope not.
Mm.
What does your plane
You're going
tracker say?
for 8:35. Huh?
You got an insight on us.
I think everybody watching will be drunk by then, so I may just have to bail. You know.
Yeah. No change on the stream site. So
Do we say naughty words on your show, Mark? I
forget.
we don't,
No,
do we?
We don't.
Okay.
No.
We're a more civilized show. I get that.
We're a family show.
We're a family show. I want to conform to the community standards.
There you go.
Well, I hope for the wait.
Russell's tongue is bleeding. He's
I hope for all the waiting we get a surprise, like maybe
Yeah.
a surprise
Well,
announcement.
that's what we were saying at the beginning of the podcast. Was is there another surprise? A lot of people have been saying there's something else bigger that's going to happen. They're convinced of that. What it could be, there's no consensus.
I hope it's the wider FSD beta, just because I want it.
That would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
Yes,
Hockey
that
Day is
would
trying
be.
to cause a liquor shortage. He said shot time for every minute that Elon's late.
Oh man.
Might have to open that tequila bottle back there.
That's cruel. Yeah, I was going to say, Patrick, get on it. You got a glass in your office?
I know where to get some.
Ours is still sealed. Oh man. So we talked about the crimson color. We talked about something else, the plus extra. What else do we think might happen out here?
Well, what I would like to happen, what I would really like to happen, is he says, "Oh, and by the way, here's the $25,000 car."
That would be nice.
Even just a
That
drawing.
seems unlikely, but that would
Yeah,
be awesome.
It does,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying I would like it to happen.
Yes, yeah.
Will he roll in the Cybertruck?
I don't think he's going to do that only because I don't think he wants to destroy his sales. You're right, exactly.
Yeah.
I think they need to get the 2 new gigafactories going before we hear about that.
Yeah.
But both of them are up and practicing.
Right, so they need to be delivering Cybertrucks and Ys. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have too many things already announced and not delivered to do it again.
Did Patrick say that just now?
So eventually, when they do the $25,000 car, do you think that'll make the Model 3 pretty much go away?
No, I think there's still plenty of room. I mean, look at Toyota's line, and there's lots of room. M3, M5, M7, whatever. Lots of car companies have multiple cars at various price points. I think it's fine.
Corolla SUV.
I think Omar's asked a good question. He's just, if I may, maybe I would come at it from the slant as what's going to be viable. I mean, don't these models ever get old?
I would say they would probably kill off the standard range and standard range plus. And then the Model 3 would just be the premium small executive sedan. Then you'll have the executive saloon, the Model S. Then you'll have the mid-size crossover at the Model Y. And then you'll have the luxury barge, the Model X. And then the Roadster for some reason. And the Cybertruck.
Yeah, whatever part of that Model 3 market it would have cannibalized, Tesla will discontinue. But they'll still keep... they'll still each have their own Stratus.
Yeah, that would make sense. It would just kind of probably the standard range or standard range plus will probably go away.
Yeah, kind of like how there's no standard range Model S anymore. There used to be for
46, 45, 44, 43.
Ooh.
They actually have Let's see what happens.
There's no way.
There we go. Look at that. So I can close that.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, did you see it? It went back a couple seconds.
It's going to bounce back and forth between 22 and 21, 22, 20.
They're just going to play with time.
It's like, just kidding.
I should have made popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
10, 9, 8. Okay, I'm not going to.
Almost there.
Like watching a rocket launch.
1.
Not the fire.
Boom.
All right.
Oh, look at that. Live stream will start soon.
Let's refresh it just in case they forgot to dump us like they do sometimes.
Oh.
Nope. All right.
Live stream.
Now the clock is even gone.
Gone, these tons of guns.
All right.
The countdown has ended. And
well, there's a shocker.
I'll take 820. So I'm being optimistic. Mark said 20 minutes late.
Oh, wait a minute.
Watch.
Oh, never mind.
I'm just refreshing it in case they forget to kick us
Auto
out.
reload.
Reload faked me out.
I'm manually reloading because I don't trust it.
Do you think the Model S Plaid is going to come with the 4680s?
Oh, that's a good question. What sells?
Yeah.
I don't think the 4680s are ready yet.
I'm going to say no.
Remember last time he said that the 4680s weren't ready yet. He didn't think they would be vehicle ready until next year. Right. I don't think they're shipping with the 4680s yet.
Okay.
I think they will.
But Elon has sandbagged us before. He
is right.
I expected that the Plus would, but now that there's no Plus, it's not impossible for the Plaid to have them. But it's not likely either.
No.
So will we get those tires, those special edition tires?
Before we leave the battery topic, I just have one more on the batteries. So today the Model S has 18650s. Right. So this is there a chance to move to at least the 2170s?
No, he needs all the 2170s for Model 3 and Model Y.
So you still say no? Oh, so you still think it's going to be 18650?
I think it
or
could
the 4680s.
How many of these?
I think he could do the 2170s only because it's not a super high production car. Like,
right.
Yeah, but keep in mind the 18650s. These are the only vehicles they're used in. They wouldn't want to give up that supply and have them not being used anymore.
Yeah.
unless they stopped making those and they switched over to they switched the
True.
lines over to
Right.
True.
If their suppliers switch,
Yeah, but Giga Nevada is making 1860s, isn't it? Or is it only making 2170s?
I don't know.
2170s.
Maybe they switched over. Maybe they're only making the 2170s.
yeah, I thought that they were
that's
getting
right.
the
No, because it's only making
18650s from
2170s.
yeah, they were
getting
getting
them
it.
from Japan.
Yes, from
Yeah.
Panasonic. Yes, that was their
Panasonic,
18650 supplier. was
Sometimes
Panasonic.
LG. Because
Right. So
LG
if they
is the upgrade.
so if they have Panasonic making the other form factor, they
But
could
why
switch
why
over.
go through the problem of doing it twice, moving to 2170s and then moving to 4680s?
Yeah.
Well,
later?
because like you said, this is their only vehicle still on 18650. If they have them all on 2170s, better economy of scale, better able to move them between where they're needed. If you are running short on one line, you can move them between those.
They kept
that's
saying
a
how
good
battery
idea. Yeah.
agnostic they are. So, and that's the most commonly produced size right now. I mean, I've got 6 of them on my desk in a power bank. Yeah.
Okay, now you wanted to talk about wheels. I'm sorry, I dragged you back to batteries.
So the wheels to get the max speed, they were going to come after the Plaid Plus launched as
Mhm.
as a optional accessory. Will that still be a thing now that there's no Plaid Plus?
I think it still will be a thing to get the better performance. The better tires are always going to help you accelerate if you're traction limited.
This is true.
And I understood that the any car that was going to do the 200 miles needed a wheel update, and apparently the wheels weren't going to be available to the fall.
Right.
So
Nothing's
they
on that
raised your
plan.
price, and you're going to have to buy new wheels and tires later.
Yes.
First world problem.
So are they
Not
gonna be
for
a
the faint
nice,
of heart.
are they going to be a nice $5,000 like they have been in the past, or is it going to be like $10,000-$20,000 for the set of wheels and tires?
Oh my gosh, that would make me sick. Spending
Well, they
20
can-
grand on tires and rims.
They can do over.
But you're already
250
spending
miles an hour.
140 grand on a car.
I know, and that's almost sickening too.
Allegedly, Tesla added 15 minutes to the clock on the YouTube channel.
Who did? Who did?
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
it's
Is that-
this is what I'm reading on the Twitter.
Oh, I looked at their YouTube channel and there was nothing there.
'Cause I'm a big Twitter reader.
Yes, you are. Take a shot. Please is getting drunk.
Yeah.
Third shot. You need to roll out chemistry changes if there are less form factors to test for life, max discharge, etc. True, and cooling and heating and that part. Fourth shot, 4 minutes late. Oh man, lucky day you hold them to it. Oh man.
So with that, what else with the Model S? Anything else that we're thinking? We've got we've got the new color, which obviously is out there, we believe, because there was a shot from the cloud of drones.
We got
that's
very
over
contemplative
Fremont.
here. What?
There was a shot of a crimson one with the I guess the cover blew off of it partially in the back.
Yeah.
So, and we knew that Elon had his Model S done in the crimson red as a test color.
Mhm.
So that's a good possibility that is a new color for the S.
What about matrix headlights in the US? Whether or not they actually do anything. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So we got a YouTube stream from Tesla now, and it says 11:30.
Okay, so Russell's Twitter feed was correct.
Yeah.
So Elon's plane landed.
Yeah, it says
Mhm.
should we
And
switch
he's
to
stuck in traffic.
Should we switch to their YouTube or should we stay on their live stream site?
I would stay on the live stream.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
It's
do
interesting
later.
that they're posting the times in Eastern when they're a West Coast company.
Yes,
That is interesting.
unless they're localizing it to me, are they?
Oh,
I mean, they're not stupid, but I've never seen them take the time
That's
to do it either.
possible.
oh yeah. So I have Pacific time on mine.
Okay, So somebody had a few extra minutes to code.
Yep.
So Russell, your rumor was correct. It's now
Yay!
All right, Hockey Day.
11:30 Eastern.
So a minimum of 15 shots. Yes, exactly. He says
Hey,
something
Hockey
similar.
Day.
Yeah, he took the over under incorrectly. He's not going to survive.
Well, I did call 8:30. So
Yeah.
if they make this, then I was spot on in 7 minutes and 20 seconds. We'll see.
Can I access the chat?
Yeah, but not in the app because we're over the custom stream. You'll have to do it inside.
You have
the
to fire
TTL.
up another browser.
Okay, and like YouTube,
Here,
just in my browser.
I'm gonna
Yep.
put a link to the chat itself in the.
I would very much. I don't have access to your chat though, because I do.
In this chat, I just put a link to. Just
Oh,
the chat.
gotcha.
Nope.
Thank you.
Something went wrong. I got the YouTube monkey. That's okay.
Oh, no.
You got the YouTube monkey?
Yeah.
It's their
Is it on your back?
He's got a little hammer.
I got the YouTube monkey too. Wow, and he is on my back. What the hell?
All right. Well, I got it on my Twitter. It should be the last thing I tweeted.
Okay. That's
Thank
weird.
you.
Mirroy has said, will they accept Dogecoin? Is that
Doge.
a surprise?
Dogecoin, yes.
Did you say douchecoin?
Dogecoin.
Because I think they do accept that.
I think all kinds of douches coins.
The Doge.
Casey, I'm not seeing it on your Twitter feed.
No?
No,
I bought
did
a
you
tiny
post it?
amount of Doge just for fun.
Oh,
wasn't-
Patrick.
It wasn't a retweet or anything. Let me open up my Twitter and get you a link. Hey, what's
Did
happening?
you see where I think it was El Salvador is now taking Bitcoin as legal tender?
It's their
Yeah.
official currency now, isn't it?
What was that, Casey?
It's their official currency now, isn't it?
I think so.
You guys tweeted
Wow.
Laser Eyes? There you go. In the private chat.
I found that to be interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We'll see
That's
where they
one
go with it.
step to making it
It does make it hard.
actual currency instead of just a store of wealth.
This is true, but it also makes it harder for them to do stuff like inflation. All that stuff. you get
Yeah,
with
so
fiat
we're
currency.
waiting for Elon to arrive, we believe, at the event. His
Okay.
plane landed late in San Jose, which was the reason for the initial delay. And that's about an hour and 15-minute delay. And now there's another delay. So
Oh well, it was delayed a week first, so this is like a Fibonacci
Yeah.
sequence, right? So there was 1 week, and then
Right.
an hour, and now 15 minutes. So what's the next one going down?
Well,
It's
the YouTube is currently
exponentially reducing.
The YouTube is currently counting down at 4 and 10, and their site just says 11:15 still.
Oh, we'll see.
We'll see. 3:58. Typical Elon time.
Another 4 more minutes. Tick tock, tick tock.
Oh, don't tell him about TikTok. He might start dancing and stuff.
Dad dancing, yeah.
So, do we think that the front will get bigger, smaller, or what? Because now it's got 2 motors up front. Or in the rear, sorry. It's got
No,
one
I
in
think
the
it was, I
front.
thought it was 2 motors in the rear and 1 in the
Yeah,
front.
2 motors in the rear. And then,
Yeah.
so is the one in the front the same one that we've had before, or is it a different one?
So
Are they all
I
permanent
think-
it's the
magnets?
beefier motor that was in the back of the performance one is now in the front.
That would be really cool, but I would think it'd probably still be the small one.
the measurements of the car really didn't change. So I don't
Yeah.
think the front is going to be any larger.
But that's assuming they don't change the motor.
Right, and if you want better performance, the bigger motor is a real possibility. So you might have
That
lost a
would-
tiny amount of trunk space.
That'd be really cool to see the performance large motor up under the front hood.
It can happen.
It can happen.
I mean, they you know, they're trying to eke out all that performance, so it's possible.
Yep. Hockey Day
Does
says
the
start at
S or
midnight.
the X currently have motorized light bulbs inside the housing, like that turn with the road or turn with the steering wheel?
The X has that. The S has it, and but they have it as LEDs. The old S, like Omar's, has it. The headlights don't turn, but they have cornering lights, like an old Crown Vic.
Okay.
Yeah. So I imagine they should keep that functionality. The way that the current S and X do it is those segments of the LED. I'm on the wrong screen. Sorry. Those segments of the LED they just get progressively towards the edge based on your steering angle.
So the lights
Like
are
these-
fixed? Like are those LEDs fixed or do they
Yeah, they're
actually
fixed.
move?
No, these three don't show up until you turn the wheel in extreme angle, typically.
Okay.
3 or 2, yeah. It might be 2, and the last one just gets brighter as the further you go away from center.
So did we answer the question in the chat? Someone just joined and said, why the delay?
Yeah, Mark was explaining about the plane.
Okay, good. We got it all. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure when they just joined.
So 128 on their stream. The good thing is they can't make the YouTube reset by seconds. It's only going to go by minutes.
That could be a bad thing too.
Or they can just turn it on and not have anybody there.
That's right.
Welcome to the empty stage.
Right.
Don't put it past them. They've done it before.
They'll just play music and just show an empty stage.
Yes. The return of the sunroof? That's probably not going to happen.
Oh.
I
So
don't
we
think
saw,
that's going to
you
happen.
saw some photos of people waiting in line at the event. It's outside, obviously, because it's at the track. And they've built a stage off to the side of the track. And they've had like it's a real outdoor stage, like a rock and roll stage with the light bars and everything above. And there is the speculation that there is going to be some sort of a driving demonstration, maybe some sort of a timing of the professional driver doing the course or doing a 0 to 60 or a quarter mile or something along that line.
All right. Their YouTube now just says waiting for Tesla.
Of course.
The new nose is growing on me. Like the horizontal elements instead of the weird like curve shapes they got in the corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're liking that a little bit more?
I'm liking it a little bit more. It might just be because I've been staring at it for an hour.
That was the whole real point. It was just
Yes.
They're converting people gradually.
That's how the Cybertruck did me. I went to sleep,
Yeah,
went to
took a
sleep,
while
and then woke up and was like, I'm gonna buy that ugly truck.
So, Casey, this was your minute right now. Is it going to happen?
No.
Then we start slipping into Mark's. We're already past mine. What was Omar? What was yours? When did you say they'd start?
Oh, I didn't guess. I just
Okay.
I just knew it would be late. I just knew the 11:15 was not going to happen.
Yep. My
they
guess
didn't put a
is
new
late
time-
30.
Right? They didn't put a new time on the YouTube, and their site still says 11:15. Interesting.
Yeah, my bet is they're just going to change the notice and they'll say next week.
Oh, no way.
Maybe they'll reveal the final design of the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see the no handles thing. What is that?
Yes.
How's that going to work?
At least that.
Yeah.
Elon
You just
probably
reach in
needs-
through the hole in the window.
You take your hammer because it's a construction vehicle.
Hey, a
you
big steel ball. You're gonna put one of those on a cable, and you just
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a door knocker. It's on the front, on the top, and you swing it down. And
I like the door knocker idea. I do. I approve of that.
Yeah. Hockey Day is saying that Kimball needs to start lying to Elon about time again.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's a funny story. Yeah.
Leroy says, I think Tesla needs a hatchback car. What do you think about that? Yeah, absolutely. That would be cool. Their YouTube is live.
All
Uh-oh.
right,
Okay.
switch it over.
I'm about to switch it.
Uh-oh.
Screen.
That's pretty sad that their YouTube is live, but their
Their own site is not.
livestream.tesla.com is not. Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, let me unmute it. I don't know why it's muted. It's spinning.
Everyone is doing what you just did. Uh-oh.
Hey,
There.
this is exactly the music you predicted, Russell.
Yeah. Their stream changed to a link to YouTube.
So the empty stage with music, just as predicted.
Yep.
Yep, exactly.
And that's why it was muted.
All right, I'm gonna turn it down.
Yeah,
Or can I mute them on the stream so we can talk?
you can just turn it way down so if they start something, we can hear it.
Let's do that. It's buffering like crazy. So, like you said, Russell, everybody is doing it right now.
Yeah, so
It's-
everyone just
yeah.
switched now from the company feed to YouTube, and now YouTube is brought to its knees.
So,
I was like, why didn't you just put us here in the
Let
first
me-
place? We would have had 20,000 servers on this, but no, you gotta load us up now.
Well, they're hyperscaler; they can handle it.
This is true.
You're not going to bring down YouTube.
how many of these things is there any estimate of how many of these things they're going to build or that they've sold or that they will sell?
I think it might go up a little bit from where they've been the last couple of years because they seem to have reached a little happy median.
With the
Yeah.
Plaid,
They
I'm
basically
talking
said-
about.
Oh, in the Plaid, I think it's going to just replace the Ludicrous. So you might get a
Right.
couple the first year, but after that, it's probably going to go.
But I mean,
back to-
if they said, "Hey, we're going to sell 5,000 of these, or 1,000,000 of these, or 500, or no,"
I didn't hear anything.
No.
I haven't heard anything.
I mean, so Tesla experts, I put it to you. I mean, this is not a high volume product, right?
Correct.
The base
Correct.
on it's what, 130, 140?
Yeah, it just went up 140 now. I think?
140.
140.
Yeah.
So just like there's this pent up interest in this vehicle that like the servers are crashing, even though most Tesla this isn't like the Model 3 debut, in other
Right,
words,
it's their Halo code.
right? Where
Yeah.
millions of people were like, "Oh my god,"
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the
There's a
depth.
bit of a pent-up demand because, of course, the cars haven't been sold now for like 6 months.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people
January.
were expecting a change to the car's interior or exterior or both. They've been expecting that for a year now. So a lot of people have eased off the purchase because they thought this change was coming. The horizontal screen, the new
Mhm.
interior. They
Yeah.
thought this stuff would be here eventually. So I've got to believe that they're going to get a fairly good bump once this car starts to ship than normal. And then after that, they'll go back to the normal volumes for the S and the X.
Which
Right.
in their
They'll get
heyday
a
were
bit of a bump
100,000 a
for-
year.
They'll get
Yeah,
a bit
but
of
they're
a
probably
bump
giving back
for the
about
first couple
20,000.
quarters or 3 quarters.
quarter,
I would
yeah.
think.
So maybe 40 or 50,000 S's and
Yeah.
X's in total this year.
That sounds right. JT24 says that he hopes it's not similar to the Faraday Future acceleration runs.
Oh,
Uh,
Bob
yeah. I hope there's
Temporary.
nothing similar to Faraday Future in this event.
At all.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hakaday says that will be the model next and the German-bound design car. David
That's
says
for
today
the
or tomorrow.
hatch.
Thank you for saying model next.
I heard a rumor that for everybody taking delivery of their cars tonight, Tesla's including a bottle of the Tesla Killer.
That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
See, music playing.
Chilled in the frunk.
Techno from Berlin, yep. Techno, 20K sold this year. Okay. 25K plaids this year would be impressive, yes. Friend sold his X expecting a new Model X in February. Yeah, I had a friend who did that too. He was forced to buy an Audi. Yeah, I had a friend who did that. They bought the e-tron for his wife until the car comes, and now they're telling him October. I have another friend who bought the Plaid Plus, and they tried to get him to move, and he didn't. And now they they're kind of like a little busy. They ghosted it basically.
Well, if they're not going to make the Plaid Plus, then what's his choice?
Well, he's trying to get them to switch it so that he can keep his place in line.
Yeah.
He was looking at first at canceling. I was like, no, don't cancel. You'll be at the back of the line, and you know whatever they might have done to make it up to you won't be there. So just wait. Try to reach a human who can change the delete the plus from your order.
Right.
Maybe a couple grand back.
And then it
Oh,
got
the music
quiet.
stopped.
They've gone past your minute now, Mark.
Yep.
I tried to make
Well,
the text bigger, but that didn't
I-
work the way I wanted it to. Go ahead.
I can't say this is the first time I've ever spent an entire hour in fruitless Tesla waiting.
Unfortunately, this is what they're notorious for.
Yeah.
So what do we think is going to happen with the Model X? Because remember, I was hoping there'd be a
Mhm.
Plaid Plus X, and now there doesn't need to be.
Right. Yeah. Canceling the Plaid Plus, I'm sure, applies to the X as well.
I mean,
Well, I was thinking they would just like stealth it when it was ready. Like, here's the Plaid Plus X, but you know, because I was the whole time thinking they were going to be done with X, but now there is no Plus.
Casey, did I hear you say that they're updating the X later this year?
But yeah, we've seen pictures of it already, but like live shots. They'll have
Yeah,
a
they said it's
platform.
going to be similar to the updates here. It's just going to be behind it by 3 months or so.
Yeah.
and no
With the
no
horizontal
wireless
screen and the yoke.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And the yoke. The yoke's on us.
I like
So
it. I haven't
so-
tried. I want to try it, but it looks cool.
Yeah,
It
speaking of the
looks-
yoke,
Cool, but there's a reason.
so that's what I was going to say. So speaking of the yoke, do we think that they have done the right thing by a yoke and made it have a different, like either a variable ratio or just a different?
It's
I-
got to
I'm
be,
sure
or that would be a massive fail.
Yeah, if they just-
Variable ratio steering. Casey,
Yeah.
that
So if-
is.
That's possible. Everything's it's all electronic steering.
But if they just clipped a round wheel, then that's I don't think that would be a good move to clip
Nope,
a round wheel.
that's not going to be a good thing.
Really? Even if they put like a Brody knob on it or something?
How would they pass crash tests with that?
They call those suicide knobs.
Suicide? Sure. That's fine. You knew what I meant, though.
I
Yeah.
did.
So if they get that and it can fold away, is that still illegal in places where you're not supposed to have them? If it's a factory?
I don't know.
I don't think they would even get approval on that.
Yeah.
When's
I mean,
why not?
When's the last time any of you saw one of those knobs on a wheel?
Yesterday.
1974.
serious?
So I have a friend who's
Yesterday.
who's somewhat handicapped and doesn't have full use of one of his arms, and he has one of those.
I think they get an exception because it's a assistive device.
Mm-hmm.
Omar's been reading my mind since he logged on to this call. But yeah, it was a disabled person, but I see them regularly. But yes, you're absolutely right, Mark. The last time, like when I was probably 17 and I was driving a 67 Mustang, that was the last time I saw non-disabled drivers with a suicide
Yeah.
knob.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the music has changed. This was the music he used for Release the D, which was full of innuendo.
Yep.
Isn't there a musician in the family? I'm just like, why aren't
I mean, there's a baby mama that's a musician.
Yeah, that was sort of the implication there.
Well, she's not family.
Well, I guess it depends on which way the telescope is pointing.
Yeah. I think he might be done getting married at this point.
What was that song? What was the name of that song that Elon had released a while ago? Like,
Don't doubt your vibe. Yeah, Elon
Yeah,
himself
that
is a
one.
musician. I didn't like the other one, his Harambe song. It was just a little too noisy for me. Unless I had to get past the first 30 seconds, which I failed to do.
Okay.
I don't know if I listened to Don't Doubt Your Vibe at all.
I did listen to "Don't Doubt Your Vibe." I thought it was all right.
Okay.
It was kind of catchy.
Wait, that was the one with the music video. Yeah, I watched that one. But the Harambe one was like, Either you had to get past the first 30 seconds, or it was all noise.
I didn't listen to that one, so I don't know about that one.
Imagine the hand on top of the yoke and the airbag goes off. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think that, with the yoke, you're always at 9 and 3, which is the new recommendation for airbag equipped cars. You don't do 10 and 2 because that's how you get degloving, and that's gross.
Ew.
Painful.
Especially if you're not wearing gloves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I wonder if they
I thought Mythbusters did an episode on that, on the degloving thing, and I thought they said that it would just force your hands off to let go.
It depends. It depends. I don't know why they just turned mine off. They should have just shrunk it and then made it go back like they used to do.
Yeah.
Tesla Model S release date, June 11th, 2021. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's turn them on.
Oh, we finally have something.
The drone flyover.
Which one? There's
Only a
400
half an hour later than the.
The official Tesla drone, or one of the SpaceX ones.
The official Tesla drone.
Are they doing like a
Oh,
cool
look at the
intro?
line of S's. Those are the handoff cars for tonight.
About time, dude.
Finally, here we go. Somebody's on stage
Oh, it's Franz.
with the sledgehammer.
He just takes that with him wherever he goes now.
Right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fremont, California. We're out here at the test track of our Fremont factory, just a few meters away from where we actually build all of our Tesla vehicles. We're super excited to have you all here. In fact, almost 9 years ago, on June 22nd, 2012, we had our first Model S delivery event right over there in the factory. So we've come a long way in a few years. We set out to design, engineer, and manufacture the best car in the planet, and we've been working tirelessly every day to try to make that happen. And tonight, we're going to show you the next best version of Model S.
Okay.
And I brought this along
Yeah, why?
because we might be breaking a few records,
Oh.
but more about that later. So let's get Elon out here and have him show you how we made the best car in the world.
I thought I was going to say we might be breaking a few windows.
Right. Audio?
A car of any kind.
The Model S. This is an ambitious goal to create a whole new kind of car. A lot of Wall Street is betting Tesla
didn't look like
can't
a
get
beta.
it done.
I just listen to
Go.
It's Elon.
Oh, there we go. Audio.
Same
Did I see you over
wireless
1,000
transmitter as the
horsepower?
rocket.
Nice.
I like those wheels.
It comes
I don't like that new self-driving system on top.
The LiDAR.
The LiDAR.
Oh, it's his microphone. Or transmitter. The audio transmitter. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Thanks for coming and thanks for tuning in. So, as Franz was saying, this is 9 years since we delivered the first Model S, the first car produced here in Fremont. So almost a decade. And I think we're really taken it to a whole new level with Plaid. Some of you may know that, I mean, basically our product plan is stolen from Spaceballs. So we've gone Plaid speed. What we really wanted to achieve here is like, well, why make this really fast car that's crazy fast and everything? And I think there is something that's quite important to the future of sustainable energy, which is that we got to show that an electric car is the best car, hands down. You know, so it's got to be clear. It's like, man, this is sustainable energy cars. It can be the fastest cars, can be the safest cars, can be the most kick-ass cars in every way. And that's why we did the Plaid. It's just to show hands down, this is the way to go. So, yes. Pressing slide. There we go. All right. So, we've made huge improvements from the original car. Well, actually, who here, has anyone here, probably some have, bought the early Model S? Like the, yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your support. You can see the huge improvements we've made. So, and it started off with good performance, but now with Plaid, we've managed to break the 2-second barrier, if you will. No production car has ever done 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. And this is a 4-door car, seats 5 adults, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, you know, this thing's moving. I mean, this is like what I call like limit of physics engineering. It's not relative. It's like, what does physics say we can do? Because physics is the law and everything else is a recommendation. So, in addition to a crazy performance, it's also got a longer range. Even with the tri-motor high performance, it's got almost a 400-mile range. And in the dual motor configuration, it's got a 412-mile range. So, 420, give or take. So, that joke will never end. So, and we've also improved the supercharging speed, so you can get 187 miles of range in 15 minutes. So. Yeah, so quickest production car, to be clear, of any kind ever made, like I said, first to ever break the 2-second barrier. Later tonight, you'll get a chance to drive around the track, and like this is really something you have to feel to believe, because it hits you right in the limbic system. It's like, damn, like, whoa, yeah. It is basically, what is the car that we can, how can we make a spaceship a car, you know?
How many G's is
so,
that?
Hello.
You're pulling more G's than freefall.
See.
Yeah.
Yep. And then in terms of additional stats, it's also the fastest production car to complete a quarter mile, so 9.23 seconds. It's got a 200-mile-an-hour top speed, over 1,000 horsepower, almost 400-mile range. Like I said, charges so fast, you know, it'll be probably done by the time you have a coffee. But
Uh-oh.
Where's the sound?
So it's not quite the 1,000 miles an hour.
And then something we're really proud of is the new carbon sleeved.
carbon sleeve rotors.
Yeah. Come on, Google.
Rotors for the motor. So this is the first time that there's, to the best of our knowledge, there's been a production electric motor that has a carbon overwrapped rotor. So this is a super hard thing to do because carbon and copper have have very different rates of thermal expansion. So in order to do a carbon overwrapped rotor, you've got to wind it at extremely high tension. It's a very hard thing to do. We actually had to design the machine that makes the rotor. So no such machine existed before. It also means we can have the electromagnetic field be super efficient and have a tight gap even at super high RPM. And it's single speed from 0 to 200 miles an hour.
Wow.
So it's just, the RPM is so crazy that just the centrifugal force wants to expand the rotor. So the carbon overwrap actually holds the rotor, basically holds the rotor together. It's like madness. So, yeah. So let's see.
SpaceX technology there.
In fact, we're going to show you the motor. In fact, you might have had a chance to see the drive unit. And we can
We're not all there.
go
You
closer.
wanna Show us. Yeah.
I mean, this is really an amazing work of engineering. Yeah. There's just never been an electric motor like this. I mean, you can pick this motor up with your hands, and it can accelerate a 2-ton car to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds. I mean, that kind of power to weight is insane. Yeah. So it goes. It goes up to 20,000 RPM and maybe a little more. So.
Software update coming next year.
Yes.
Uncorked.
Only a $5,000 extra.
Yeah, I'm just saying, look close, look at it. So, let's see. Okay, let's switch back to the
Oh,
slides.
there they are. Okay. Oh, that's the carbon. Okay. Yeah, it's just like the COPDs, like you said.
So, in it, we also were able to achieve the lowest drag coefficient of any car ever made.
Wow.
Yeah.
They lowered it. Okay.
And it's not a small vehicle either.
Really,
That's
I think
impressive.
Tesla engineering
it's
has
not.
outdone itself here. This is a car that looks good, but also gets an incredible drag coefficient. And this is the true drag coefficient of the car, including with wheels in motion. Sometimes you'll hear drag coefficients quoted, but that'll be without the wheels moving. And the wheels cause sort of air churn and incremental drag. And this is the actual drag coefficient of the car. So it's to have a good-looking sports car, have that lower drag coefficient is really tough. So. We also have the latest and greatest in heat pump, which is basically the HVAC system for the car. It's 30% better cold weather range and requires 50% less energy for cabin heating in freezing conditions. Yeah, so you'll see very little degradation in cold weather. And the radiator is twice as big for heat rejection. So you'll be able to actually do back-to-back 0 to 60s, go on the track, just haul ass, and as you'll see tonight, this car is just going to do over and over again, and it doesn't get winded.
Because mine says slowing for
I think
motor.
we've got to take this back to maybe the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
See what
Green
happens.
hell. Yeah.
And then, of course, when we first delivered the Model S, there were no superchargers anywhere in the world. So back in 2012, no superchargers anywhere. Now there are 25,000 superchargers all around the world. So, we opened 30 just in the last week. And we're just going to keep going so that you can basically travel anywhere you want with peace of mind, super easy, keep increasing the power of the superchargers. We're 250 kilowatts. So obviously, that we'll start going to 280, 300, 350. Yeah. So.
Oh. That's
A
another
lot more reviews for
And
you
then
to do,
it's
Casey.
also engineered for maximum safety as well. So, in fact, this is designed to be our aspiration for this car. It still has to be tested by the U.S. government, but we think we can get the lowest probability of injury of any car ever tested. So, in fact, these are the actual NHTSA probability of injuries numbers. All top 5 cars with the lowest probability of injuries ever tested, all 5 are Teslas. So I mean, with the Plaid Model S, what you have is a car that is faster than quicker than any sports car, and like faster than any Porsche, safer than any Volvo, in the same car. That's insane. It's like yeah.
Does it still seat 7?
So, and then the design, we've obviously made a lot of refinements to the exterior, and then we've completely redone the interior. So I think once you drive the new Model S, it really feels like you're driving the future. And other cars are going to, especially like non-Tesla cars, are going to feel very last century.
I know he wishes he could get rid of those side mirrors.
So, whole new interior.
Yeah.
As you can see, we changed the orientation of the main screen, so it's easier to watch movies and that kind of thing in landscape. Yeah, exactly.
The X has the movable.
In other notes, we have
headrest
ventilated
again.
front
The S
seats.
does not.
I still don't know about that yoke.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's really. You drive around and it really feels like, okay, we're in 2021. Great.
It still looks like 2012.
We have this yoke steering wheel, which is a little different, but I think
What
once
year
you
did the
try
Model
it, you'll
3
think
come out?
it's
I
great.
got a 2013 that looks a lot like it.
The visibility of the main screen is super clear, especially for autopilot. So you can see the entire panoramic view you can basically see the mind's eye of the car.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that view.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So. And then we've gotten rid of the stalks. So, I think generally all input is error. So we want, if you have to do something that the car could have done already, that should be taken care of. The software should just do it. So you can actually just literally walk up to the car, it senses that you're approaching, unlocks the car based on your phone. It just basically pairs with your phone,
or the
knows that you're coming to the car,
Oh,
opens the door,
okay.
extends the handle, you sit down, and you just drive.
It's not driving itself.
You don't have to press the drive or anything like that. The car knows you want to drive. It figures like, yeah, good guess. You know? and then it's using the autopilot system to know where the obstacles are. So obviously, if there's something in front of you, you want to go backwards, and if there's something in back of you, you want to go front. Most likely, and then it will adapt to your to your needs. So if it sees that you're always doing this, you're changing to reverse or forward in particular situations, it'll try to remember that and geocode it to that location. So then you won't have to do it in the future. It will just keep minimizing the amount of input that you need to do until the car just reads your mind. So it's gonna be great. Yeah.
He says that a lot.
And then later on, he'll do Neuralink,
So
and then you will
we
be
redesigned the interior. We moved the interior so that the front IP is actually slimmer and thinner. So we were able to move the front seats forward, giving more room to the back seat, and we reclined the back seat more and reduced the interior trim. So. Basically, the current Model S, the back seat is not amazing, but the new one, it's actually a legit back seat. I'd say, it's like, it's good. So you can, I think it's quite a comfortable back seat, and you've got also a rear screen, and you can control everything from the back. Yeah, so it's got. dual inductive chargers for your phones in the back and dual inductive in the front. And it's a 36-watt power supply, so you can actually charge like your
iPhone household.
Laptop or anything. Basically, it's a 36-watt USB-C. Yeah. It can also pair with multiple Bluetooth devices simultaneously. So multiple people could be controlling music, or somebody could be playing a video game. So you can do multiple wireless things simultaneously. And then, similar to the Model 3 and Y, instead of having air vents, we use intersecting columns of air. And we just vary the speed of the air. So you don't have to. There's no vents that you can see, and you can just touch the screen and move the screen around, and it'll just move the air wherever you want it. And the air is much more diffuse. It just feels like an invisible air conditioning system. It's great.
Nice.
So, and it's a tri-zone. So there's a zone for the rear, and a front and left front, right front zone.
But does it have vented seats?
Yeah.
And then the 17-inch touchscreen it feels like a movie theater. The sound is incredible. Yeah, so you can really, it's like a home theater experience. So if you're sitting somewhere waiting, or for whatever reason, or at a supercharger, you can just catch up on what your favorite Netflix show or iTunes or whatever the case may be, YouTube. And of course, you can also play video games. So, and the same thing for the rear. So you can rear. It basically the system feeds all three screens, and so you can do things the front, rear. It's great. We have an all-new sound system designed by Tesla Audio, and we have acoustic glass throughout the car, so the car is very quiet when going down the highway, even at very high speeds, like you're doing 100 miles an hour. Still quiet.
Wow.
And this is a Tesla-designed codec, so it will keep uploading improved versions of the sound system. It's completely software-defined, so we'll keep tweaking it and dynamically adjusting to whether you're using streaming, or whether it's coming via Bluetooth from your phone, or different streaming services. It'll actually, and if the data rate changes, it'll adapt that. So basically, it always sounds good.
Kilowatt of sound.
And that's just going to get better. So, yeah. And then we've got an all-new UI. Really want waypoints.
Yeah.
Yes, waypoints. Oh, okay. But you customize it a little bit.
Okay, does everybody here want waypoints?
Yeah.
All right, fine, we'll do waypoints.
Yes.
God damn it. All right. 2 weeks. All right, we'll do waypoints, fine.
What now?
So, but obviously it also interfaces with your calendar. So if you just, basically if you just get in the car and you just sort of swipe down from Navigate, you don't have to enter anything, just swipe down. The car will automatically figure out if you want to go to home, work, or what's on your calendar. So it'll default to calendar priority. And obviously, if you're at home and it's kind of a weekday or whatever, it assumes you're going to go to work. So you just swipe down, automatically navigates to work, and checks traffic and gives you an optimal route. So it's just like a nice little easy thing. And you can actually set it to automatically generate the most probable route. So you just get in, and it's going to guess what route you want, and you don't have to press anything. Yeah. So anyway, the UI is like basically easy to move around, expand, contract, shift music to the left, to the right, and we're going to keep improving it. So it basically feels like a modern tablet or phone.
I'll go past the Purcell test.
And then it's not PS4, it's PS5. So there's never been a car that has state-of-the-art computing technology, state-of-the-art infotainment, where
There was
this is literally at the level of a PlayStation 5. So, yeah, I mean, if you think about the future where the car is often in autopilot or full self-driving mode, then entertainment is going to become increasingly important. So you're going to want to watch movies, play games, use the internet, just all the things you want to do if you're not driving. And this is actual PlayStation 5 level performance. So
that's why PS5 was so
we're going
hard
to try to do a
get.
gaming demo.
Yeah.
So
They're all
I'm
these
getting a
cars.
Tesla.
Yeah, I like the
Yes.
new orientation for the screen.
It can play Cyberpunk.
Oh my goodness.
So this is somebody playing the car right now.
Oh wow.
This is so playing live. Yeah. So it's like pretty great. So have fun
He's gonna
in the game.
crash.
It's gonna be great. So all right. So high frame rate will do 60 frames a second with state-of-the-art games. Yeah. All right, so we got incredible performance, interior of the future. I think engineering that's practically alien. So, like I said, simultaneously the safest car in the world and the fastest. This is insane. So, we also got look at some things like the power curve. So I think this really illustrates the difference. It maintains 1,000 horsepower all the way up to 200 miles an hour.
Holy crap. How are you doing that?
I'm here.
This car crushes.
Wow.
All right.
I had to find some
So,
side jobs.
Yeah. So the
all right,
100
and
to
deliveries
200
begin now.
is going to be good as the 0 to 1.
So we're in production. We're going to deliver the first 25 cars now, and then basically we should be at several hundred cars per week soon, and 1,000 cars a week probably next quarter. So please enjoy. We put a lot of work into this. I'd like to thank the incredible work of the Tesla engineering and production teams.
We didn't talk about the battery cell.
My hat is
The
off
other
to
thousand
Tesla
did not
engineering,
work.
production, design, the whole group. They put their heart and soul into this. So hope you enjoy it. So let's deliver some cars. All right.
You plan on selling roughly 50,000 of them a year?
What's that?
So 1,000 cars a week, so he's planning on selling roughly 50,000 cars a year.
Yeah, and then don't forget the other 1,000 that line can do is Model X. Because it was 1,000X, 1,000S
Right.
every month or
Right.
every week. Yeah. Wow.
I'm curious as to which battery cells are going in that, because he never
He
mentioned
didn't say.
No.
They didn't even do an explosion view. I mean, they kind of did, but it was the closed pack. It wasn't the open pack.
Right.
And is it a structural pack? I assume it is.
It was not. The way they were putting it in, it looked like a Model 3 pack.
Hmm.
So are there any hidden views in here? Like we saw with Model Y had the Cybertruck in full view.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised not to see any hidden gems.
Well, their outside connection isn't as good as their inside connection. Let's see. Just him talking to people?
I'm gonna have to rewatch this in like slow mo.
Right?
Try
I
to
did
find
like
a
that-
hidden gem somewhere.
I did like the new UI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
What
for
was-
sure he was going to say something about an app store.
Yes.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, they kind of had to have something to get Cyberpunk and The Witcher in there. I mean, they only have so much onboard storage, and each of these games is 50 to 100 gigabytes.
What was the Purcell test you were talking about?
Oh, Purcell redid his audio on his Model S because it wasn't quite up to his standards.
Oh.
He's a
It
bit
was
of an
close.
audiophile, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little bit. All right, so I closed it. Why is it still showing?
I thought you were talking about some steely-eyed missile man. That's
So
That
no
was something
big,
else.
no big extra surprise. Nothing.
we
Really.
lost
Quite honest
Russell
with you,
though.
I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, it's awesome, but
Yeah.
it was like all the stuff that we kind of expected already. It wasn't like anything that was completely unexpected. And
Yeah, the only thing we got that they didn't show us was the UI and a second promise for waypoints after he walked back on it the last time.
So with the UI, you saw them like actually moving boxes around, right? It was
Yeah.
swiping
Yeah.
down and dropping into the menu and moving from side to side. So more of an iPad type feel where you can actually move things.
I like that customization there.
Yeah. I have a feeling that the stock list will be coming to the rest of the cars as well. I mean, not literally just deleting the stocks, but I think like our existing cars will get, well, not your 2013, but your other one will.
Right. Anything AP2 or later. So not
Right.
my not my
definitely newer
2016.
computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that they'll get it, and then if it's wrong, instead of looking on the screen, you'll use the stock to correct it. That's pretty cool.
So a 17-inch up front,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
a 10-inch in the back.
And the back screen is bigger than many cars' main screen.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
And that's
my
perfect.
auxiliary throwaway display. It's bigger than your main screen.
Now, I have a question about that back screen.
Yeah.
Do they have some kind of cover or anything that can go over that? Because, like, little kids and their feet,
Yes.
I can see those
Everywhere.
screens getting kicked and busted up and everything else. Like, for
Maybe
anybody
that's
that
how I'll
has
pay for a
kids.
Model S Plaid. Screen covers.
I'm sure the third-party manufacturers are already putting together a screen protector just like there is for the front screens.
Yeah.
Right, maybe something even more sturdy though. That like if you have your dog in the back seat or whatever. And
Yeah.
dogs and
if
kids.
you
I'm
can
load it
be-
thinking
up-
maybe even like a cover that you can just like completely cover it over
Mhm.
and take it off and uncover it as well.
You're grounded.
Something that maybe snaps your face.
Yeah, or if you load it up with lumber or something. Not that many
Who's
people
putting
load their
lumber in a $140,000 car?
You'd be surprised.
I saw a couple load in a tree into their Model X.
I've hauled some stuff in my X, so yeah, it happens.
I've definitely hauled some stuff in my S.
Yeah, but I haven't hauled anything like without like putting down the sheets.
Just take out the seat and just start throwing in gravel.
When I was at Honda, I had a customer who had a first-gen Civic Hybrid, and he sold granite countertops, and so he loaded the rear with rocks, and it was over the payload capacity for the car, but it kept trucking. He had to do a lot more service on the transmission and battery than anybody else too.
Suspension upgrades.
Yes, so.
He did not update the suspension, so when he was working and came through, it was low riding.
Wow.
Not in a cool way.
No, it looked like all those pickup trucks in the rest of the Carolinas.
So they started deliveries. They're going to ramp it up to 100 a week, and then gradually push it out as they get used to the lines. So
I was surprised.
And as Omar said,
yoke.
up to 50,000 on the line, based on 1,000 a week. So there, like I said, there's going to be a bump in the beginning because a lot of people had waited.
Yeah.
And then they'll level out at some point. But that same thing's going to happen with the X.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they stuck with that 390 miles of range, though.
Same. But at 420 miles of range on the long range, I think
412.
he's got a lot of. Well, he said good enough to 420.
Is it plus or minus? Yeah.
So
More like minus, but okay.
With the over 400 mile range on the long range and almost 400 mile range on the performance, I think that they've got a lot of cars from 2020 and earlier that could be ready for a refresh. I don't think any of the 2020s will be like right now. I mean, a little bit, but he said 9 years, and so there's a year of them that are out of warranty already, completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other car companies are really still trying to get a car as good as Tesla 2012, and now
Yeah.
they've got this.
I was surprised how much better that performance curve was than my 2018 P100D. Like,
Right.
it was. They called it out right in the middle. I was like, "That's me." I was like, "Oh no."
And your car now is slow.
I mean, the Raven did me, but wow.
Do you guys think that they may have stopped the Plaid Plus because they just couldn't get it dialed in time?
That or
And
they
that
couldn't get enough
really,
batteries.
they're probably going to come up with, they couldn't get it dialed in. Maybe the 4680s weren't quite working properly. They
Yeah.
could get it all dialed in, and they'll come out with a Plaid Plus in a year.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
really hope
could.
they don't do a Plaid Plus. What I hope they do is a maximum Plaid.
They're-
Like
yeah,
that.
No, they
might
gotta
call
save
it-
that
they
for
might
the
call it
Roadster.
something else, but it'll basically be the Plaid Plus.
Yeah, because if they come out with an actual Plaid Plus, there's gonna be a lot of angry customers.
Yeah, they'll have to
Yeah.
name it something else, like you said, like maybe Maximum Plaid or something, or the Track Plaid, or I don't know, something.
Because
Yeah.
I'm surprised about the range. I thought they would push it higher. I
Yeah.
thought they would do something to go higher.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was going to be the same specs that they showed, but I thought the range was just going to be a bit more.
Yeah, the maximum Plaid Roadster.
But don't get me wrong. I mean, close to 400 miles of range is still plenty for most people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was a little upset when he said nobody ever goes 400 miles. I'm like, just because they can't. You can't use data for that, Elon.
You can, but it's flawed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go one way and then take a tow truck before you supercharge, yeah, then people. But he's right, though. I mean, people do need a bathroom break, and 3 hours of driving. I was impressed with how quickly it charged. What was it, 167?
187 in 15 minutes.
In 15 minutes.
Incredible.
So
is the jet frozen, or is it just me?
Just
is what
the
frozen?
Jet? The jet is the jet frozen, or is it just me?
I don't know.
The black brake calipers.
Last comment was from David.
Okay, the black brake calipers was another thing that caught my eye. Because we saw that on the configurator and everybody was freaking out. I was like, oh, they must still be red, because I saw a red one driving out the factory, and then Elon drove that one up and it had black calipers.
Yeah, that's interesting that they got rid of the red calipers. I'm not sure why. Must be
I liked
supplies.
it that they were red. Yeah, supplies are to save money, because now you can use the same brake caliper covers for everybody, regardless of what brakes are underneath them.
Yeah. Economies of scale.
Or part of their dechroming.
Kind of hurts them, though. Like, really, like you want that little bit of special.
Yeah,
a little bit different. Looks a little bit different than other cars.
Yeah,
I think
this is. I paid
that's a
40
bad
grand
move
for these red calipers.
To count, a few extra dollars on a car that expensive.
Right.
I don't think they should have done that. Like, I
Plus
think people like that little bit of extra color on the car.
Yeah. Plus, it's like when I go to the supercharger in Springfield and I come across that Model X 75D with the red calipers, and I'm like, guy, he's faking it.
It's a lot less than $40,000 to go buy some red spray paint at Home Depot.
Right. But the color is slightly off, and then the caliper configuration is definitely off. That's how I know it's not the P every time. I'm like, wait, that doesn't. Oh, it's that guy! It's that guy! But the thing is, like, who is he trying to fool? Like, anybody who's got a P card knows, and the people who don't have a P card don't care, and then the people who don't have a Tesla, they're just impressed with this 75D. So why does he need to show it off?
I'll give you another example with the release of the Model Y recently. The brake calipers on those have lost the Tesla emblem on it.
Oh, they saved 5 cents of silver paint.
In my 3, it's got the Tesla written on the front calipers.
Yeah.
It's been machined and then it's been put in it. But with the Y now, they're gone. It's just machined. There's no lettering in it at all.
Oh man.
Interesting.
Cost savings.
Yeah.
And that's
That-
exactly that's what it is. It's the accountants are counting pennies. Like I really think that I'm kind of disappointed. That they, especially with the price going up, like they're keeping their margin, obviously.
Yeah.
So having the calipers with the emblem in it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, I guess they're trying to.
Yeah, but why cut stuff we can see? They should cut stuff that we can't see.
Is
they've
that
done
what you
that.
ever
They're trying to
debate?
satisfy their stakeholders, their stockholders, and
I don't think they are. I don't think they're pandering to the stockholders at all. Not at this point.
So,
Yeah.
so what? I mean,
I
so then
think
why pinch pennies
it's
then?
just cost.
Why
It's
pinch?
someone is looking at the actual balance sheet and they're saying, well, we can cut this. No one looks at that. No
Nobody
one
calls
uses
us on
the
the
lumbar
telephone.
support. Nobody uses that. Take that out. And
We
like,
could save,
I
we could
just
save all this money on telephone lines.
I don't think it's the right way to do it.
That's a good point, Terry. Yeah, indirectly encouraging a third-party mod market.
Yeah, they are.
We may have some news on that. I'll let you know if anything becomes of it.
Well, cool. This was fun. I'm gonna run. Do you
Yeah,
want to
it is
do
a
any
little later,
wrap
I
up
am.
or? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. You go first.
This was exciting. I'm glad to see that the S and X are getting refreshed because they were getting long in the tooth. It was definitely needed. The every time something like this comes out, just like Elon was saying, it's just another death nail to gas cars because you know what I want? A future free from fossil fuels. There we go,
baby. I thought you were going to open with that one.
That's great. Well, it was late, but certainly it was good to see. It was a little bit underwhelming because maybe we've hyped it up in our heads too long, with the delays and such. But it's something that certainly it's good to see that the refresh is now in place and they're now rolling off the line into customer hands. So
Absolutely.
I can imagine that people that have had the S on order for some time are really grateful that things are moving now. So it'll be interesting to start to see some of those cars on the road. We didn't hear anything about the steering. We don't know if it's any different.
I'll get some videos
speed controlled or based on. There was nothing. There was no talk about a second wheel, an option. That wasn't mentioned at all. And of course, the battery. We don't know what the type of cells are in the car. So those are all things that we will discover through people taking. Maybe Sandy Monroe has got one on order.
That'd be awesome. I would suspect that we might not see a round wheel based on the way that he was explaining how their interior concept was.
Right. That really made the yoke essential to it, not just an option.
Yeah. But I know some people won't buy it because of it.
I hope that
Just
once
flat
we
out.
get reviews of it, assuming they did it right, once we get reviews of it, I hope that will change people's minds to at least try it before
So
they say.
I like Patrick look forward to when I can test drive one with a yoke.
Let's do it myself.
Because it'll be very interesting to see how that wheel behaves in the real world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd definitely love to try it out. Well, we know that since they're rolling out, we're going to see some reviews on them pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. As long as those 25 people don't have NDAs.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think they will because it's a real product now. Yeah. So
right.
Well, with that, on here we are on the East Coast. It's getting real late, so we'd like to thank anyone that's still with us. Please give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. Press the subscribe button. Help us out. And with that, we will call it a night. And follow us live on our Twitter feed and our Facebook feed, and we will update through the week.
On my channel at youtube.com/KCGreen, like right here, I've got a fun little video of Convenient Cup. And take a look at it. It'll take you 28 seconds. And that was something I pulled out of my footage for the 2021.4.18.2 update. And then, of course, now that this car is out with version 11, if I get a download we may preempt all of that with whatever comes out next because it's going to be more exciting than I've told you all the basics. Basically, it's smooth driving, but you can get a look and see what the car was up to. So you've signed out. Omar, you got anything?
That's it. You can catch more of me and Casey on our chats on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday at 1:10.
Cool.
Let's chat.
Very good. All right. Well, with that, Patrick, any blogs coming out?
Oh, no, you can see it over here. But I did just do one about how Tesla is an engineering company, not one that's driven by marketers and bean counters. So I have this debate about how there's some bean counting going on.
You might have to change that article.
Yeah.
They're not overly bean counting, but they bean count.
Yes, there's a little bit of bean counting, but yeah, it's not like they have a CFO who is the CEO. That's
There
very
you go,
different.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the extreme. We don't need phones.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that was Bob Lutz's book, Bean Counters and Car Guys. He talked about how that was the death of the industry. They couldn't even get an extra $200 to make the Corvette cool because they wanted everything cheap and plastic, and he had to pound the table to get what he wanted. And anyway. Yeah.
Oh man, happy birthday, Lee Moon! Thank you for this music.
And we will see you next week on the Tesla Life. Good night,
Stay
everyone.
positive.
Or good morning, depending on where you
Good
are.
morning.
That's negative. Bye.